Another video, some ginger tea. Welcome to another video. My name is Kaide, and what you're watching now is The Art of Practice, which is a series of videos where I touch on different topics that I go through within my Road to Infinity. Because Road to Infinity is my just sharing the overall process that I'm going through. And then within these videos, I want to pick specific things that I'm going through and then just highlight them a bit more. So what do I want to talk about today? That's a good question. As I'm recording this video, I am in Holland because I'm working in a performance called Trio Number 1, which is choreographed and performed by Alessia Dobish. And the other two performers in this trio is Noel and myself. What I want to share with you today is just things that I've been exploring a little bit within my practice that is outside of the physicality. The practice in itself is heavy on the physical aspect, right? So we're training, we're drilling, finding perhaps movement habits that suit your practice. So we're working towards just improving our overall skills, and with this hoping to reach certain achievements or reaching certain goals that we've set for ourselves, etc. What I wanted to share is 2 ways to practice that I'm trying currently, and this is again not at a point where I can fully say like this works 100%, but it's something that I'm trying, and I find it important to just share because it's just to open up how we can practice. As I've been rehearsing for this performance, it's a lot of learning new material, perhaps creating some material, and then the repetition so that the performance is in your body and ready to be performed for when the day comes. And as I'm learning the material, I've been doing 2 things outside of just the physical repetition. One part requires a notebook, and here I have 2. Yeah. So what I've been doing in this during my time rehearsing is that for every time I've learned new material or created new material, I've been writing it down. The way we can write down how to textualize or how to make physical movement into writing is very much, very much individual. And if I would show you this makes no sense to you, but makes total sense to me. And this is where we would have to find our individual language, how to get it down. But what I feel helps for me is to structure what it is that I'm doing. So just to have it on paper, I can now see what the performance, in this case, what the performance looks like. I write, okay, maybe part 1, it involves this step, and then I write down step by step what comes after what. So for example, Alessia will be doing a certain phrase followed by X amount of steps. After those steps, it's my turn to do this phrase. Here I'm just very much structuring the order of the dance, of that section of the performance. Alongside my notes, I am also able to draw the placement of us in space, how we are traveling in space within this section. What else am I able to do? Keywords that might be helpful. So for example, this part is meant to be quieter in movement, maybe involving more of your body. So I can also here write feedback to myself, and that is related to specific parts of the performance. I then suddenly have a 20-minute performance, in this case, written down with scribbles made into 5 different chapters. So I've divided this performance into 5 different chapters. I've turned this 20-minute performance into 4 pages of just notes. As I've written it down, I can see what is happening. I don't only see text. I see the text, and automatically I can visualize the specific part being performed. And like so, it helps me to play back part by part what is happening, and then also to, at the same time, go through the feedback that I've been maybe receiving or that I give myself after having seen the performance on video. And because it replays these different parts, I am noticing that internally I am now practicing on this performance. It feels helpful. It feels like it's adding another layer of understanding of the performance to just be able to sit down and play it through. Yeah, in this case, a transcript of the performance. Different way of memorizing or internalizing what it is that I'm practicing on. And what I then happened to do was, after I did my scribbles in this one, cleaned it up, and I rewrote everything in a second notebook to get away of all the unnecessary notes that I had and just to keep the most important. And then again, it was a second opportunity for me to go through the whole performance. That is something that has worked so far and that I'm gonna continue using as part of my practice. And the second way of practicing that I want to share with you is inspired by two people. One is Lisa DeFaria and the other one is Vivi Tanzmeister. These two people brought to my attention importance or the benefit of visualizing your practice. In my overall morning practice, which consists of yoga, reading, and meditation, I've chosen to, every time that I go into my meditation, to visualize the whole performance. So in that way, in stillness, I am still practicing. And as I visualize it, I try to try different ways of visualizing it, either by being a third person and just seeing it being performed before my eyes, or being in first person, me being in the performance, performing the piece. And when I am in these two different point of views, in third person, it's a moment for me to just visualize seeing this whole performance as a whole. So just to make sure that I remember the order, what is happening where, potential composition, so like placement in space. When I go into first person visualization, I know not only am I now doing it, but it's also to remember the sensation when doing it. So am I using all of my body? Am I, visualizing that I'm doing the steps correctly, the timing of the steps, looking up and not looking down. The combination of these two is something that I've come to really be more curious about, and also to see how this can benefit my overall practice. Visualization and writing down. At least I enjoy it, I like it, because it adds another layer on top of the physicality that we mostly are in. Maybe to try writing things down that you're doing, describing your movements, and then to practice through visualization. You got a little 2-in-1. That's it for today. I hope that you're enjoying your practice, and let's continue finding out what our true potential is. And I'll see you in the next video.